Hi, everyone, and welcome to yet another Voice of Choice segment. My name is Paul Camano. As hopefully you've seen on the other videos, you'll understand who I am by this point. But if not, I am your host and basically the creator of this whole Creative Pecan channel. Now, for Voice of Choice, this is a voiceover type of challenge for myself and my guests, or actually in this one, guests. So I'm trying something new. See how this goes. And we present each other with some doodles and sketches that we made by ourselves. And we try improvising voices with each other, you know, to embody these characters that we've made. We may move on to making scenes according to them. This is something I'm still trying to work out in a portion that we call the scene. And this will involve some type of character creation practice with the audience. So the three parts to this whole Voice of Choice is going to be warm-ups. It's going to be bag of characters, and then the scene, and then we're going to all button it all up with the interview with my guests. So that said, I do have two very exciting, amazing guests, great friends of mine. They are Alexandra Gomez and Federico Mallet. Did I say that right? Mallet or Mallet?
You can skip the T.
I'll skip on that. Mallet. There we go. Either way, they're great friends, no matter how much I can botch up their last names if possible. Just to introduce who they are actors, they are writers, they are co-producers to a new production company that we'll go into called Quemoción. Now, we'll go into the whole interview process, but if anything, everybody, please say hi, welcome to the whole segment.
Yeah, super exciting. Thanks, Paul. That was great.
No problem.
Oh, Alex and I see each other a lot of the time because of this project we're working on, but it's great. For people who don't know, this is a mini reunion of a show that happened like 3 years ago called Club Silencio, directed by Juliana, the greatest director I've ever worked with, and written by Gabe Rodriguez. And so it's a bit of a reunion.
The funny part is I actually had Gabe for another segment, which is even funnier. So it's like we're kind of combining a lot of worlds together. So everything's just boom.
You just need to bring GV and Chloe and you'll have the whole cast.
There we go. And then they're just going to be like, oh, these are the people behind the people behind the people. So again, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
I'd like to proceed to the part of warm-ups. Now, with this, we have, like I said, two voiceover warm-up practices that all of you at home can even practice with us. The two I have chosen here, one is basically a yawn and open your throat to relieve tension, and the other one is basically going to be siren exercise. So we're going to start with the explanation of what this one is. I'm going to work through it, and then we're going to practice it all together. So again, all of you at home, feel free to join in. So with this yawn and open your throat to relieve tension exercises, basically you're going to be yawning to relieve your jaw, your throat, your tongue, and facial muscles, because it helps with breath control. And pretty much you want to be kind of loosey-goosey when you're going to go into voiceovers. You're going to be working with your mouth, your throat, everything on that one. So what you're going to do is you're going to open your jaw wide. You're going to inhale slowly as if you're yawning. And I yawn a lot, so this is very easy. Keep your jaw and tongue relaxed and their natural resting points. Also make sure that your chin, posture, and shoulders remain relaxed. So as you inhale and exhale, you're not all bunched up together. So relaxation is absolutely important. On this one, you're gonna exhale slowly as you close your mouth. Bring your lips together, but keep your teeth apart because you don't wanna clench it because that is bad practice for relaxation, I'll tell you that. The tongue should also lie relaxed, touching the back of your bottom teeth. So like that. And after a few good yawning breaths, try humming while exhaling. Produce a sound, a comfortable pitch to control your breath as you exhale. You can relax and repeat as often as needed and to extend the duration and the hold of the pitch each time. But we're just going to do this just a couple of reps and then we'll be cool with that. So the other thing you could also do is you could also move your pitch up and down the range as you continue. But it's kind of an optional quality, but again, we'll try it out. So I'm going to try it out first. So again, with less arms now, right? And now Federico and Alex, if you want to try joining in
Yeah.
too?
I'll just point.
Jump in, Alex.
Huh.
Oh. Hmm.
One more time.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh.
Well, I'm getting tired already.
I kind of want to do a bigger yawn. Is that okay?
That's perfectly fine. I think I'm gonna.
And with movement. And something also to relax that you could be a good compliment for that is just massage your jaw.
Oh yeah.
You know, the whole thing is you want to pamper yourself. I'm pampering myself right now.
As all of you know, there's a lot of tension here when we sleep. We tend to clench and do a lot of biting when we sleep.
Also, there's a pandemic going on. I think I read somewhere that like the like statistically the amount of grinding of the teeth that people are experiencing has gone up. I'm one of those people, so I fully endorse this.
Yeah, I've been a grinder for a while, and that's not even rollerblades or anything, and just like, so my teeth probably could have been like big beaver chompers, but now they're just like super small.
Oh, grinding. It's a different kind of grind. Oh.
The massage can lead to the yawning, like, oh.
Yeah.
Feel it too, that vibration of the yawn. It's good to feel here in the mask, all over here.
Oh yeah, because that's definitely going into the sinuses when you're going to, and that's in a harmony of my face. All right, cool. So that was the yawn exercise. We're going to do one more. And this one is going to be the siren exercise warm-ups. And basically this helps expand your vocal range. So this is, it will warm up the range to stretch out your vocal cords. The technique will also help transition through the notes if you're singing. But since we're doing audio, you know, just voices, it's still notes one way or another. But it'll help you do it smoothly without cracking. Now the practice goes is making a continuous NG or ooh or o sound, syllable sound. You start at the lowest note in the vocal range and gradually glide up to the highest note that you can reach comfortably. So don't stretch yourself. So if you can't do falsetto, don't do falsetto. That's a big no-no on that one. Continue holding the ooh sound and glide back down to the lowest note you can reach. So if you could do bass, congratulations. I happen to have a high voice, so I can't do that. Repeat several times by gliding up and down the vocal range like you're making a siren sound or for like an emergency vehicle. So, ooh, you know, type of thing. So the technique should feel smooth and relaxed. Remember, we're not stretching anything here to like far where you can break it. You just want to just do it so that way you can feel it. Sing at a comfortable level and don't extend your range. And as you practice, work on transitioning through different, you know, vocal registers without cracking. And again, we're just doing this within our limits. So I'll start it off. So that was the NG one. I'm going to do the ooh. As I lose my breath. Okay, so together.
If I may, I just want to say that with this exercise, the previous warm up and this one intertwine in a fun way, and we'll do that after maybe. But you can yawn and do that from the yawn. You can go to the.
Still yawning.
That's it. Just
a quick note, if you crack the very first couple times, it's fine. Your voice wants to crack, that's fine. It's part of the process. So ideally we'll get past that. But anyway.
Awesome.
All right. At the same time, we're doing it?
We could do the same time. We could do a cacophony. It's all up to us. It's all about going crazy in this whole thing. So.
We go together. Let's do it.
Okay.
Now the oos.
I keep yawning. I feel like that's not.
You can
Am
do
I
the
tiring you? Is this tiring?
No, it's what I do these days. I just yawn all the time.
Because we're inside. We're losing
Yes,
that
it's because
vitamin
we're
D.
inside.
yawn turn into the siren, like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, was I supposed to start? Sorry.
yeah.
Okay,
And,
I'm gonna ask the ooh one now.
yeah. And another thing that can be good for your cords is if you do the lip trail, like.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Should we do one?
How
That's
are you?
Yeah, wow. We're really getting into it. This is
And again, so the say it
Well,
again.
because I love warm-ups. Like I love like tongue twisters, warm-ups. I love it. Yeah.
The other
Yeah.
segment we went into tongue twisters. I love tongue twisters as well, especially. I think there's a Latin thing about tongue twisters that we just love it. I mean, I just don't know the Latin tongue twisters. I know my cousin told me about tres triste tigres, and that's the only 3 words I know from that. But it's way more complex when you do it in another language. I'm so much wrong.
Tristes tigres tragaban trigo en un trigal. That's the whole.
That was amazing.
But anyway, so everybody, that was the warm-ups, and again, these are essential. So if you're going to do any type of vocal stylings, it's always best to warm up your instrument, and our instrument is very precious. So thank you for joining us, and if you want to continue any of those, feel free to go rewind, do those again. But we're going to go into the next segment, which is the mixed bag of characters. So with this one, we have taken time in advance, like I said, to draw cartoon sketches that we're gonna put our own vocal renditions to. These we have not seen from each other at all whatsoever. I'm gonna do a screen share so that way all of you can see it. So give me a second. I've only done this one other time, but this should be fine. And here we go.
Ooh.
So since we are 3, I have it so that we're going to do it 3 times, but I have 1 for each of you. So let me go get that up, but you can see it, right? And let me see. So first, I'm going to start with kind of a holiday feel to this one. I call her Candy Jane. And then I have 1 for you, Federico. And let me know if you can see it fine.
We can.
Make it bigger.
Can't see it.
All right, and I call this Elf in a Selfie.
Oh,
I do like my puns.
that's a good one.
So let me make this even bigger. All right, cool. So again, with this practice, or rather with this this little challenge is, feel free to make a voice for each one of them. How you feel they'll be, you know, if you have a personality for them, a little background story, give it some pizzazz if you want.
Great. Should we just start?
So yeah, go ahead. Like, you know, if Alex, if you want to
Right.
start, you can
Okay, I
start with.
will. Oh, I like the yawning thing. Hi. Hello, neighbor elf. Would you like a candy cane?
And Federico.
I have a large one.
For me, I just feel this guy is like trying really hard to be like popular and accepted because he seems quite awkward in that selfie.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
He's just doing a weird face. Maybe the duck. He was going for the duck, but I can't quite get there. Yeah, I love a candy cane.
I have a big candy cane. Oh, wait, were we supposed to be in a scene together?
Oh, it was really just however you wanted. The whole thing.
Okay. Wait. Okay.
This whole practice is all about mayhem. So if you want to interact with each other, because again, this is my first time doing 2 people at the same time. So I figured just put them right in there. But
Yeah. Well, I was out for a walk this morning with my candy cane, pants, tracksuit,
and I found this candy cane and I thought it looked nice. So I thought I would just bring it with me to my house, and that felt like a good idea. You know, times are tough, but if there's candy canes lying around, then it's not so bad. I think.
That all sounds very nice, but you're photobombing my selfie. So that candy cane is so large that it's actually like getting in of my artistry and my composition. So you might want to step back a little bit.
Oh, is it large? Is it too big?
It's too big.
It's too big?
Size done.
I feel like we're reaching innuendo station right now. So I'm gonna put a stop to this. No,
Candy cane is a modest lady.
Oh man. All right, that was fun. All right, so that was those characters. So I just take them off, delete them off. So now anything you want me to do, feel free to upload yours, or rather just kind of drag it into the page as Google works that way.
Right. Let me see if I can get that right. This is the first time I'm doing it as well. So I'm just going to try to drag the thing. Let's see.
I'm so glad it's Fede doing this.
Do you see it?
Oh, it's coming up. It's coming up. Oh, whoa. Okay.
So that is an alebrije. For people who don't know, it's part of Mexican culture. It's a mythical creature that is the mixture of several animals that you could just, it could have a goat's face, it could have a hippo's body, it could have a hamster teeth, whatever. So there, you can make your own creation. And this is, we're hoping to create a mascot. We'll talk later about that. And their name, because I didn't assign a gender to it, it's Bendy.
Bendy. Wow.
Bendy.
From the description of it too, I don't know. And you know, I was so tempted to wear the shirt for this, but have you ever read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
No, but I know.
It makes me think Vaggerjack. And then, okay, so anyway, but the way he looks, it's, by the way, I have to say bravo, just like on the details of this guy. And he looks like, hey, oh man, my name is Bendy. I don't bend to anyone's whim whatsoever. I do have a bit of a complex though. I do have these, even though I can make myself any way I wish. I have a thing about my wings. I like to parade around, as so, and I want to gather attention to it, away from the webbed fingers that I have. I can't pick things up as easily, but I do like going with some pizzazz. But yeah, so that's him.
Brilliant.
Wow, he was so commanding, but also vulnerable.
That's, you know, because someone that has to change themselves as much. I mean, even, okay, I don't know how many of you can relate to this. I know I do, but like as an actor, I do like portraying other people because I think it's way, way more impressive, way more interesting just to be something else at times. And I feel that Bendy has like, you know, he'll be so obtruse, but at the same time, you can see a lot of his like insecurities somewhere, like his webbed fingers right there. It's like he sees like, it's all about showing the cape of his wings, so to say, instead of his fingers, or their fingers, androgynous, of course. So, but yeah, so I think that's
non-binary. Yeah.
And that is character creation right there.
Oh, right, yeah. That's what I love about that. All right, next one. Let's do this. So let's go with androgyny on this one. Actually, yeah, let's do this one. So this one can be like either one. So first I'll start with this. And again, you know me with my puns and stuff. Wow. So this is the light night. And this one I actually drew for somebody. So I've been promoting a bunch of this on like chat roulette and stuff, and I asked people to kind of just tell me, yeah, chat roulette, like of all places, but I've been promoting, yes, like, you know, oh, how many penises am I going to see before an actual conversation? So there is this one woman who wanted me to draw her cat. And I, said, this is a sassy cat. So can you just really portray this one? So she gave the name Smithers. I'm not going to say, and Smithers can be of any gender, and same thing with the light knight. I mean, with knights, I keep thinking of Game of Thrones and Brienne of Tarth. Just obviously one of my favorite knights of all time right now. But so either one of you can take either of these voices. No worries on who picks which, but just dedicate yourself to one.
Shall we challenge what's expected? Alex, do you want to take on the knight?
Yeah, we should turn everything on its head. I will be the knight and you will be the sassy cat. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, shall I go? Shall I be the knight?
Yeah, go ahead. It's all you.
All right, well, he really just, after a long day of knighting, he just wants to kick back and crack open a couple cold ones with the guys, because the wife is just ragging on me all day, and the kids are at home. We've got a 2-month-old and a 6-year-old, and dads, we always get the short end of the stick. And I love my family. But I need time for myself and my friends. And, we are still all going to go jousting together on the weekends. And that's guy time, and guy time is sacred. And I just wish there was a little more respect for that, a little more space for me in my home, so that I didn't feel like I had to go and just be a knight all the time.
Are you done? Are you done?
I'm done.
Let me tell you, okay? I'm so disappointed right now. Wow, I could scream, I could screech, you were giving a sword and you were giving a shield and you could do so much for the world, but you decide not to because you just want guy time. Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't judge you. I don't tell you how to live your life.
Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Nighty Night. I am a judger, and I am. That's what I do. It's what I live for.
Well, that's a shame. That's a shame.
There's so much I'd like to do for the world, but my owner keeps putting these coats on me and just making my nails short, so I really can't do anything. I can't fight. I can't scratch.
Hey, come here. I'm a knight, and I know that's obvious, but people think that we're macho, and that, even when I'm with the homies, even when I'm with my guys, what's the thing we prioritize the most? Self-care.
What?
Okay, so maybe try a little for yourself. Maybe that'll make you less judgy.
Could you scratch behind my ears?
No, you got to do it yourself. It defeats the purpose if I do it.
I can't. That's the only reason.
You're limiting yourself.
That's great. And by the way, Federico, your voice is totally reminding me of Snarf. I'm thinking Thundercats on it. The whole time. It's like Snarf. Oh man, and just the macho nature of this light night is like, you know what? F this. I have my own problems. I don't make light of it, pun intended.
Yeah, he's a knight with modern issues.
That's right. That's fun. Oh man.
He could be a self-care person,
Well, I just enjoy how self-care has, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's kind of been siphoned off by bro culture as well.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, a little bit. Like just self-care, Self-care, bro. Self-care. Self-care bros.
South Park at this point is like about PC, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like that.
All right. Next one.
Dude,
Give me a second.
no problem. That's pretty fun though,
All
right?
right.
Oh yeah, it's super fun. I love this kind of thing. I can't wait to see what Fede has cooked up next.
It's loading.
Cool.
Drum roll, please.
Ooh, back into the light phase on this one too. Let me
Wow.
It's a lamp, as you can see, but it is seeing the light of the world for the first time because it's used to having the cover covering the base. So it's decided to bring it down and use it as garments instead of having it cover its face. So it's seeing the world for the very first time.
I like this. This is like very it to me it feels like a mixture of like a Christmas Carol leg lamp and like one of those hula skirt like baubles, and but it has this whole lightning thing. It's like, oh, I like to dance around in my shady skirt. I like to sing wherever I want to go. Will I go stage right or stage left? You'll never know because I'm a star. I don't need a spotlight because I light up your life. So
I love it's like that. It's all of a sudden become a vaudeville act, like the Pagliacci in the opera. You know, the Rie Pagliacci, the poor lonely soul pouring its soul out for everyone here. Yeah, I love it.
always a spotlight wherever you are. I am the center of attention. I love this. Love this.
Be the light you want to be, if you want to see in the world.
That's right.
Wow. This show is so deep.
Well, the whole thing about this is, and I always break this down, is that the whole concept of Creative Pecan and the segments that I do is to basically be a welcoming atmosphere. It's a community of things. Obviously, I invite fellow creatives, but it's about self-acceptance. I mean, any of these activities we do, it's inviting others to be okay with it. There's never perfection in anything. It's about being wacky and silly. The voices I do can be a variant of like, all right, maybe it'll make your skin crawl or maybe you'll like it. I don't know, but I'm cool with it. And it always works out because the thing is like, you got to love yourself. And especially with the age of COVID, you have to have this sense of communication and acceptance to be able to kind of extend yourself to communicate with others, I feel, because right now a lot of us are just kind of indoors. I know I've been indoors way too long that I'm going a little nuts.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so it's my gift for everybody, and I like unifying people. So it's cool.
Right on. That's great.
So the last two that I have here, and again with puns upon puns and things. So first, I'm going to put it up and let's see what you believe it is.
Oh my word. There's so much going on here. It's a calendar page, right?
Okay, but what month?
July.
And what season is that representing?
Summer.
And what does she look like?
Like a Sports Illustrated lady. No.
Are you familiar with
Donna Summer?
There we go.
Oh.
That is totally Donna Summer.
Wow, that went right over my head.
It's all right. And this one is probably going to be a facepalm for a lot of people, but I had to do this. Can anybody figure who this is?
Oh, okay. So is it okay, so it should be another word. Play.
We're waiting in one, right?
So we're on a cinnamon roll.
Cinnamon roll.
And he's never gonna give you up.
Oh,
Wait.
Rick roll.
There we go.
Oh, great. But do we have to be their voices?
You don't have to be their voices at all.
Okay.
Everything is always up for interpretation, but I figured that the
Okay.
parody of it all is funny in itself.
Fede, do you want to turn expectations on their head again and I'll be the Rick roll?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Is that okay with you?
Hey, this is all our antics. We do whatever we want.
Okay. Okay, great. Hello, Donna Summer. Welcome to my cinnamon bun. Would you like to join me? The icing is just divine. Won't you take a quick dip in my cinnamon roll? Yes, I know how that sounds, and I don't care. Donna.
The nerve. Well, first of all, this is kind of awkward because I'm not really Donna Summer. I'm just the calendar, and I'm called Julie. And, you know, I'm just
Oh,
a picture of Donna Summer, but I'm really a calendar. You know, she's not really here, right? You don't want a calendar.
I see. I got confused. I saw, yes, no, now that I look at you, there is a name. Your name is right there. I was just captivated by your eyes, which are not eyes for real.
Julie with an Y. And you know what? You don't want to get involved with me because pretty soon I'll be August, and then I'll be September. I'm just not good for relationships. I'm just like shifting and changing all the time, and it's difficult.
Julie, I don't need much. All we have is now. It's you and me and my cinnamon roll, if you know what I mean. I mean literally a cinnamon roll. So I don't discriminate. Just come in. I don't mind. Calendar, person, what's the difference?
I might consider going on a date with you if you know all the lyrics to Calendar Girl.
Easy.
Now the song, no, my calendar girl. It's a calendar girl.
Yes.
Lyrics to that song. Will I date you? Okay.
Oh, all right.
On that, I'm going to stop it because we never know if we're going to have a YouTube strike on that one if we start singing this song. I don't know how that works. But still, that was awesome.
Am I uploading the last one, Paul?
Yes, you are. Because those are all my drawings. And
All right.
So we'll see how
Here it comes.
Oh, wow.
That's
Oh,
a pegacorn or unices, whatever you want to call that. It feels like it doesn't need to explain itself. It just is what it is. People are frustrated because they can't quite place it as either a Pegasus or a unicorn. But that's so cool. He or she or they enjoy lattes, cold lattes, or pina coladas. I don't know what that is. And we don't know if those are sunglasses or if their eyes really look like that.
it's whatever I want it to be.
Yeah.
My future's still bright, bro. I'm a little bro-ish by my latte itself. I like
What are you drinking, Pegacorn?
It's my own concoction, actually. It's a pina colada latte mocha frap. I like my sugar, I like my spice, but I like everything nice. That's what I tell all my homies. When everything's nice, I pump it hard. I pump it real hard. That's the way I roll. Because I'm a unicis. You know, I'm a programmer, but I'm a Forex programmer, actually. Forex programmer by day, partier by night. And that's why I always got to drink my my pina frappe lattes with high Red Bull shots. Always about the Red Bull. I like my Red Bull shots. That's how I feel. Because I see the tie and I think it's like, oh, tie so bro. Unibro at this point.
Definitely. Work hard, play hard vibes, for sure.
That's right.
Talking about a professional here. Yeah.
All right. So that was the mixed characters.
That was great.
So, what I'm going to do is the next part, which is the scene. where we're going to take our favorite characters. So I have two to choose from on this one for either of you. And then both of you have, I guess, one to choose from for me. But for my favorite ones, oh man, this is so fun. And it's hard because now I have to choose between all of these, between two people and different renditions. I did, as far as personalities and everything went, for you, Alex, Candy Jane, I really like the personality you brought on that one.
I love her.
She was great.
I love her.
And personality-wise, Fed, I really like Smithers on this one.
Love Smithers.
I loved Smithers. Smithers was, and just in their position right now, it feels like it's ready for an intervention. Really, like, who are we gonna talk to now?
That looks like, yeah.
I'm still Candy Jane, right? Or do I need to change her voice?
To be honest, the reason why I say this is all antics and mayhem means it's what we want to be. So if
you've said that.
Want to switch around, if you don't even remember the voice, because sometimes if I just create a new voice, sometimes I forget it. So it could be
great.
Point out that the background or the moment before, as we actors say, looks like Smithers. Is that the name? Like the cat is about to get some spank.
Yeah.
The other thing I could also do with this, which I was originally planning to do, but I think I figured out how to, is if I wanted to, let me move this around, I can actually draw some stuff. And if you want me to kind of like draw a scene, let's say.
Can you have Candy Jane like slowly approaching Smithers in the woods or something like that?
Absolutely. Well, all right. So we're going to do the woods. So first, what I'm going to do while you both figure out what character you want me to be, I'm going to draw a little bit of the woods as best as I can because.
Paul, we need to bring your character into the scene too, right?
I think so.
Sure. If you wanted to, yes. Actually, so then you can surprise me, and then I'll just go off of that.
Who do we? Well,
so we have the Pegacorn. We have Unisys.
Yes, or the Pegacorn, and then
Pegacorn.
Who's seeing the world for the first time.
I really liked the first one a lot.
The Alebrije.
The Alebrije, yeah.
All right.
I'm between that one and the Pegacorn.
Let's do well, who do we think would make a more interesting dynamic with the other two?
Well, we got Candy Jane and Smithers, so I think it needs to be the Alebrije.
Okay. Let's do Bendy. Can I drag Bendy, Paul? Is it good?
Yes, you can. I'm just trying to finish our forest over here. So I'm just going to do the trees because, forest for the trees and stuff.
Yeah. You know what they say about forests and trees? Yeah.
There's a bear crap in the woods. Well, maybe that. All right. So we're going to have over here.
We get
okay, cool.
And then let me get the other two. All right. So as we're planning out the scene, where would you like me to put Candy Jane?
Yeah, I think where you had her was good.
I love the setting where it's literally just like behind her back, ready to do something.
Ready to, yeah.
Okay. So Candy Jane, you'll be front runner.
Okay.
And
all right.
You want me to come into scene?
All right. Yeah. Here. Wait. Okay. I finally caught up to you, Smithers. I can't believe you would take a crap on my lawn after all of the Christmas decorations that I put up painstakingly, and like, I'm so out of breath, but I brought this candy cane. Just to teach you a lesson.
Well, you deserve that, because who wears those leggings? Those leggings, criminal. Like, they're criminal. Like, you totally deserve that load of crap on your doorstep.
That really, really hurts my feelings and my Christmas cheer, Smithers.
Well, you know what hurts my retina? Your pants. Your leg hurt my retina.
Smithers, you are being so ugly to me.
Hey!
Ah!
Did I hear somebody's feelings be hurt? Because that's not cool, bro. I don't like that. You gotta stop it because I got a PSA announcement to everybody here. Feelings should not be hurt. You
No.
could stub your toe. You could stub your ankles. You could stub your stubs if you don't
That's
have
right.
fingers. You could stub
That's
a lot of
right.
things, right? But when you stub your feelings, that's just not cool. That's not cool, bro. You gotta
First-
apologize. Apologize.
Like, first of all, what are you? Like, make up
That's
your
it's a
mind.
fair question. It's a fair question.
Like, I see things going on. I see a snake's tail. I see like beaver teeth. Like, make up your mind. Like, who are you?
I am sudden destruction.
Are
don't
you
know
the
what I look
ghost
like.
of Christmas present?
I do like presents, that's for sure, but no, I am just a public spokesman for emotional feelings, and I go around wherever there's bullies talking about smack and
Oh wow.
healthy feelings.
That's so lucky that see Smithers, isn't that lucky that we ran into him, because you know, you need to learn some respect, even though to your point, I am not quite sure what he is.
I have something to say. You like presents so much. I have a present for you. In fact, this
No! No!
this candy cane girl got the same present.
No! No, Smithers, no!
Unseen.
Wow, what a cliffhanger.
Oh boy, all right. Wow, okay. Okay,
Good job, everyone.
That was fantastic.
that was ridiculous.
That was great.
The spokesperson for feelings. Is
Yeah. He's just a spokesperson for feelings.
That's what I do.
oh,
Oh, boy. Okay, let me
we did it.
oh,
That was great. That was so much fun. Thank you, Paul.
no problem. So everybody, that was the scene. Hopefully you enjoyed it just as much as we did with the antics we did, whatever it was. So the next segment, again, first off, again, I want to thank you both for taking the time to join me on this segment.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. It's great reconnecting with you both, and to reintroduce you to the rest of the viewers out there. Again, we have Alexandra Gomez and Federico Mallet. Very soft on that one. They are actors, writers, co-producers of a great up-and-coming production company called Quemoción. And with that, I would like to go into the whole interview, basically just ask you, run it down of questions. I'm sure a lot of our audience wants to know more about you too. And to start, I want to know that, well, we already talked about where we know each other from theater. Now, I'm quite familiar with the lengths of what you've gone towards reaching your creative edge, both of you. But can you tell the viewers, what personal techniques have you adopted to prepare for your roles?
Wow, that's
Go
wow.
Go deep.
We go right to it. Fede, do you want to take this, or do you want, I can
Sure.
also.
There are multiple things that I always like to do. I always like to do like a breakdown of who, what, where kind of thing with stakes, objectives. But what I most like to do with a script is take each line and write down the subtext for each line. Because I'm a sucker for subtext.
Right.
My favorite writing is when it's all subtext. So if that's not the case for a certain script, I try to make it the case that the subtext can really come to light. Like I'm currently watching The Crown season 4, and it's fine writing because it's all subtext for me. It's more about what's not being said, more about than what the lines are. So that's a big one for me. And I also try if I rehearse with a scene partner to take the scene and turn it into a lot of different genres. Like we'll turn it into a musical, into a drama, into a sitcom, like whatever, so that you're prepared to really be in that moment, and just like wherever the director and the moment takes you, ready for all the scenarios that could possibly happen. It's just a fun exercise that I like to do. So I'd say those are some of the things I like to do.
Oh, cool. And
Yeah.
Alex?
Yeah, great. That was a great, thorough response, Federico. And I think as far as like locking into a character, I think I really just like reading the words as much as possible, just over and over and over again, and seeing what the words are literally saying. Apart from that, I have found that like when I'm in rehearsal or when I'm performing, I don't like to think a whole lot. I think that just doing like looking at the text, like having opinions and interpretations of what that text means, but ultimately just kind of talking when I'm in the room with my scene partner.
So it's kind of like an instantaneous register of like, all right, what just happened? These came out of my mouth, or this happened. It's like kind of like a certain.
Yeah. I think it's because like I'm super analytical anyway. So I think anytime I can like perform, and then if I come off of performance being like, wait, what just happened? Then I'm sure it's good.
Yeah.
Because that means that I was fully present and relaxed and memorized.
Yes.
Hopefully.
One of the most important parts, but I do it wrong a lot. Sometimes I forget. It's like, well, I have dance at this point in school.
I like that, Alex, because I mean, they say, right, you do the work and then you completely forget about it. You let it go.
And that's my favorite part, like I have found, is like just not even knowing what's going to happen when I get into that scene with that other person.
It makes it very raw too. Like the audience would be able to see, is like, oh, okay, cool. This happened, and you actually feel that too. I think that's deep.
Yeah, like humans are deep, like, so we don't need to do much to be deep. I feel like we go to fancy schools and such, and we have like vocabulary for our craft, but ultimately we have everything we need to do the acting job, because we're people with feelings, and that's it. Like that's what all characters are.
Agreed.
And Alex, you remind me of you went all Anthony Hopkins and Michael Fassbender on us, that they read the script like 300 times or something like that. You know that? Like,
yes, which I definitely did not do for Club Silence. No. In the play that we were all in, there were so many rehearsals where there were a couple of rehearsals where Federico would be like, what did you do? Like, why didn't you?
I do love working with you, Fed, especially like the camaraderie is like, we definitely embody the characters on that one. It's like, oh, we thought really deep into it. It's like, you know what? Our characters probably do this. I'm going to go first just because this is the way our character feels that one. I always love working that way with you too, which is always fun.
Yeah, but what about you, Paul? What's your deal when preparing for a character?
What's my deal? My deal is it's a little bit mix of that one. When I read into it, I do go into the context, but it's just I try to really imagine myself in the scene every time I'm reading through it, and then I go through probably 2 or 3 different renditions and I really look into the mirror, and then I try to see if I kind of project that self to myself. So if it's supposed to be like and because at the same time, I'm very self-conscious about how I look a lot of times. So then the more I force myself to say is like, oh, am I doing this type of face? Am I enhancing certain ways? Because we all know that sometimes it's not just always about how you feel, but it's how you present. So when I went into more darker roles, I've learned more so to do more of this. That this is more menacing for me, whereas like I'm really more lighthearted and weird and kind of a silly guy. So I go into that when I'm trying to kind of form a character. It's about like putting all those elements together and really kind of a big bunch of Lego blocks together, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you two have recurring nightmares about being backstage, not knowing what show you're on?
Every time. Even during the show, like five seconds into it, it's like, oh crap, I'm supposed to come right out. All right.
Are we doing?
Definitely have nightmares about like being in a play and not knowing any of my lines, for sure.
Recurring one for actors, I think.
Yeah.
So this one, I like to go put, aside from like deep stuff, I like to, put things in that make people show their impressions, thoughts, and weird things. So I have to ask, Gael Garcia Bernal or Benicio del Toro?
We have a question for you.
Yes.
How did you come up with those two to put them against one another, like celebrity deathmatch, like 90s reference?
Because I love them. I love both of them. They're both great.
We're talking as actors, as what?
And whatever influence that you find more prominent to yourself. So that's why this is more of a personal interpretation, because I can't just say it's like, oh, from this film, from this thing, from what modality they've done. It's basically how you highlight them in your hearts, your minds, and however is relevant to you.
Right.
Yeah, I really hit hard with this stuff. So
yeah, it's not gonna let us get away so easily.
No.
Federico, I feel like you have a lot of thoughts.
Don't I always? I feel we actually discussed that you made a great choice, because that's a tough, like, we both agree they're fantastic. We're both huge fans of both. I will say I'm biased because Gael, I know his personal history since he was a little boy in Mexico doing telenovelas. And then, I followed his career, which I cannot say for Benicio, even though I'm very familiar with his work. Benicio just is like this intense, fully committed, full on, like, and Gael, I enjoy more his playful qualities. I think my favorite thing he's done is Mozart in the Jungle, which is an Amazon show where he plays a conductor at the symphony. And just the playfulness and how much he's being himself, that for me, it's like when they tell you just be yourself and embrace that, that's the amount of freedom he achieved on that is spectacular. And my favorite Benicio is probably Things We Lost in the Fire, which is a not very well-known film.
Like, I love him in that.
Yes, with Halle Berry.
Yes.
If you make me choose, even though they're both like, and Benicio is just as good as it gets. He's right there with like actors like Javier Bardem for me, and like, but I will choose Gael. I will, yes.
Yeah, I think for all the reasons you laid out, even though Gael is like such a brilliant actor, and like they both are, I think I'm gonna have to go with Benicio, because that portrayal in Things We Lost in the Fire, like he's if you haven't seen it, like the movie itself is pretty good. I think the performances are slightly better than the movie. And he's like this really troubled person, but he's also like really quirky, really like open-hearted, like vulnerable man. And it's a really interesting way of portraying this really masculine vulnerability, I guess. It's really, really good. And I think I'm going to go with him also because I watched that movie and then I rewatched Sicario like within the same month. And I was like, this guy can act. Like, this guy is similar to what you were saying about Gael, who's an amazing actor. But like, I think Benicio is like, he is himself in everything that he does. And that's why everything that he does is so interesting and specific and like kind of weird and kind of like nothing you've ever seen before, which I always really enjoy in actors.
Very cool. Yeah, no.
For you, Paul?
For me, so my thoughts on this are basically like, to me, and I know this is probably a weird contrast, but basically it's like in contrast of, are you a Backstreet Boys fan or are you an NSYNC fan?
Backstreet Boys.
I'm an NSYNC fan, and that's why I like Gael. Gael to me is like the NSYNC versus the Backstreet Boys of like the depth that Benicio that has. Sometimes I do like the how do you say, it feels lighter with Gael to me. with a lot of his renditions, whereas Benicio is like you're ready, you know you're going to get something hardcore and it's going to really hit you super hard, which is great too. But sometimes you want that the aloofness that comes with certain characters too, that I feel Gael really does bring out a lot in different characters I've seen him in too. I mean, he goes deep too, but at the same time, it's like, if I was to say who was I going to snuggle with first, I would probably go with Gael versus Benicio. Benicio, he'll keep me, you know,
Yes.
strong, but at the same time, I worry about that psychotic side where Gael is like, all right, you can be a little crazy, but you can hold me at the same time. It's all right, you know?
I think we can give more snuggle points to Gaed and then dark and twisty points
Yes.
to Benny.
I know, like, I have a weird way of just thinking, it's like, this is where my opinion comes from.
Point out some, if for those watching who want to get more into Gael's work, I would say watch Amores Perros. I would say watch The Science of Sleep. I would say watch Museo. And I would say watch La Mala Educación by Pedro Almodóvar.
Oh, Maledición. Oh my God, that one is, ooh.
Yeah. And Paul, we wanna switch that question around.
Oh yes.
And include the ladies. So let's do a you prefer either or. We were thinking for everybody to know, and we know we're being like cliche, and there's certain people that always get that attention and the ultimate Latina kind of thing. We're thinking everybody knows Salma Hayek, right? And Jennifer Lopez. We could do that. There's like Rosario Dawson, who's like, I don't know. We'll just throw in something you really like about a strong Latina performance for the segment.
You know, I'm going a lot more into, I'm digging a lot more of America Ferrera a lot these days.
Oh, she's so good.
Been going all over the place. And you know what? I started loving her from Real Women Have Curves. That was, and that was like phenomenal. It's like this young actress really blowing out in this one. I was just like really bowled over from that. And then seeing her even on Superstore, I don't know if she just discontinued that, or I don't know. I'm not going to spoil anything on, but she has really amazed me with a lot of her activity in the arts and everywhere else too. She's very outspoken as a woman. And I'm a very big fan of strong women and strong female characters too.
Yeah, she really represents like a faction of Latina women, Latinx, and that is like pretty underrepresented. Like, I think I agree with Real Women Have Curves, and then she was always my favorite of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants also. I just like, she always just brings the most interesting things, but like she is like just kind of her own person. I feel like Latinas always try to get like cast as one thing, or even like just shown to the world as one thing, and America Ferrera has seemed to hold on to like her depth and her qualities that are specific to her, and not just being a type, which unfortunately has become the case for people like Salma Hayek, who's also an interesting and incredibly deep actress, and Jennifer Lopez, again, incredibly deep, interesting person. But with America, it's like you get right away that there's sort of, and it's also the way she's marketing. It's like marketed. It's like there's more to her than meets the eye kind of thing.
Throwing away caricatures, which a lot of races.
Well, I feel like the other two get dismissed a lot as caricatures, even though they're really not, but they're sort of pigeonholed there. Mm-hmm. And America has never really fallen prey to that pigeonhole, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Please whether you're an actor or not, do yourself a favor and go watch the America Ferrera TED Talk. She speaks about all of this, about her journey, about trying to fit into a system that would not have her, and how she took control over her own narrative. Even more so than an actress, I admire her deeply as a person. I mean, more so, I think, just because of that. So go watch that. It's yes.
So now let's go into a lot about you and what you're both working towards. So we've already been accustomed to wearing many hats as creatives. More so now, COVID has pushed us to making new foundations, thus Quemoción. Can you tell us all about this rising production company?
Yeah, so it it's great that we're already sort of discussing a lot of the themes that we have completely tethered to our identity as a production company. Our identity as a production company in the wake of COVID-19, 2020 pandemic, possibly 2021. Our identity as a Latinx founded and Latinx prioritizing production company as well. And that's essentially what it is. It is a production company of multimedia, theater, once it comes back, film, what we can do with the limited means we have with our sets, our home sets, our home setups, Zoom, our iPhones. It is the modern age and we are embracing it. Social media, Instagram, what the kids call TikTok or Reels or whatever it is you want to call it these days. And our mission essentially is to, I'll just read you the first sentence of our mission statement. Essentially, we are an evolving multimedia production company that creates and produces original stories encompassing experiences from across the Latinx community. We seek to prioritize and empower the most overlooked voices from within our community. And so that's basically what Federico and I have been working on since August. And we are about to launch on December 12th. We're going to be on Instagram. We're going to be on Facebook. Anywhere where there's a thing, that's where we will be as well. And it's really exciting. The pandemic has definitely limited a lot of things. But as far as this is concerned, in a lot of ways, it feels like it's opened up a lot of things too. Because people are doing, I know it sounds pat, but people are doing really exciting things with something like Zoom, for example, or something they can do just with their phones. It's like making something creative when you're more limited, just in a roundabout way, actually frees you up to do whatever you want. So, we're both really excited to see what stories are out there, create our own stories, talk about representation, talk about even that word Latinx. Because you remember, like earlier, a few minutes ago, I was like Latinx, Latina, Latina. We're so excited to be in this time and in this space where everyone is having a conversation about everything. And we want to be a part of that conversation, and we want to extend that invitation to everyone within our community as well.
I love it.
I think if I may add, Alex,
yeah, absolutely.
Evolving in our mission statement, I think that's a key factor of it, that we want to normalize while we're having these important conversations. We want to normalize fucking up, because people are afraid to engage because you're going to get trolled, you're going to get canceled, and it's just, we want to create a space where we need to get into these topics without the fear of fucking up and owning it. And we're gonna definitely mess up and say the wrong thing, and it's like we're figuring it out together. And we want the people to be able to do that and say, like, yeah, we're all figuring it out together. So the conversation aspect of it, it's going to be a huge part of it, social media wise. We really want to invite people to have this conversation, or these conversations, plural.
Awesome. So, with that in mind, I think it's only appropriate, especially since we'll kind of close this up with this, is basically, can you let us know what projects do you have coming up aside from this induction for it all? And if you can kind of key it in with it, is like, what message do you have to give the viewers of this channel? And, this is kind of like how it is, basically kind of a promotional thing. While you're talking about the projects, feel free to kind of put in whatever social media towards the end of that as well with that message too. So,
sure. Yeah, so we have a few things coming up. Official launch is going to be December 12th on Instagram at Quemoción. That's at QUEMOCION. Our website is going to be www.quemocion.com. We have a Facebook page called Quemoción. You are going to get all of those lovely handles, Paul. And we have our writers group. We're cooking up a lot of interesting things over there. Our first ball we sort of got rolling was this project called Los Muros. We're exploring all of the wall art that is in New York City, either by Latinx artists, art about Latinx icons, or something to that effect. So we're already speaking to some of these mural artists, you know, just murals you can find in Spanish Harlem, in Brooklyn, in Washington Heights. And there are actually new ones happening now in the wake of the pandemic. And we go and we do a segment on it. So whether that's a photo series, an interview in front of the mural. So that's Los Muros.
And coming from this idea that for the last few years, the word muro has the wall, right? Has acquired very specific connotations. And we want to take that and turn it around and say a wall can be a place for expression, for people to gather around and observe something, express that also connects us, right? So we're talking to these artists so that they see how a wall can be a different thing from what we've been hearing.
A wall can bring people together, and people come around walls to look at art and to talk about art and to share their experiences and their commonalities and not their differences. So we're taking the wall back essentially, and it's ours, you know? So there's that. We have in the spirit of the new Selena series coming out on Netflix and just more awareness of her. I still think she's underrated by mainstream media. I'm sure I'm not alone in thinking that. We are going to do, hopefully, a Selena week in our just first inaugural week or first couple of weeks. And then we've got a few more things happening in January and the like. You're just going to have to follow us and wait and see, you know, what else we cook up.
There's a Cafecito series, which is a
conversation. We got our Cafecito, that's right. I forgot about that.
Like one on the use of Latinx versus Latino, one on who gets to police what's Latino enough, or if you're not Latino enough, or if you are, you know, all these conversations will be like a Zoom-based conversations. And then we'll do a bunch of challenges. Part of the Selena week will be a Selena challenge. Send us your video, represent Latino art with what you have at home. Anyway, there's going to be so many things.
Similar to you, Paul, we're going to be making it up as we go. And we're very excited to do that. Like,
nice. And that is probably like one of the most refreshing things is like, as long as you have the ability to keep making it up, you never stop. And
exactly.
I'm very happy to hear about all this, Rising. So with that, what words of encouragement or anything that you'd like to tell the viewers, just kind of, send us off with?
Yeah, you go.
I mean, be lucky enough to write notes when you work with someone you really admire and you connect with. Make a note, follow up with that, people. Don't lose touch, and something great will come out of it, like it did with us. And yeah, it's always easier to find someone. If you don't find someone you're connecting with that is not vibing with you on your project, just like you said, Paul, just do it and mess up and just do the crappy version, and then you'll keep getting better. But I would advise, it's always better. It's like going to the gym with a gym partner, right? It's always a bit easier if you find people around you, if you have a good community support that will push your project. But yeah, I'd say right now it's don't wait for the pandemic to stop. Don't wait for anything. Just do the what you can do and keep doing.
Awesome.
Sure.
And Alex, or you want to leave it with Fedi's?
No, I think I can jump in there and jump off of what Fede was saying as well. Like, well, first of all, drink your water, drink plenty of water, and like take care of yourself. Yeah, there we go, fellas. And and yeah, just going off of what Fede said, Quemoción came from a place of deep love, and love for my community, love for the arts, and love of the power of saying no, frankly. Like I was not to knock any of these things, because plenty of actors and creatives do them, but I was going on one-on-one things. I was being told I need to have everything ready. I need to have my reels ready. I need to be this. Like, we actors, especially, I think we're treated a lot like we should be so lucky to have a job, any job. And I guess what I want to say to any actors out there is that ask yourself what kind of artist you really want to be. And if that means I just want to book work and I just want to book commercials and TV shows and movies, go for it. Do that. But I think for me, when I asked myself that, I was like, I want to do something about this landscape of our Latino, Latinx, Latina, Hispanic community. It just felt so fractured. And I was like, I want to do something about that. That's really what I care about. I don't care about working on my commercial reel. I don't really care about working on my dramatic reel right now, which is just where I'm at. It's not knocking any of that stuff. So I think I would tell any artists, like, do what you want to do. We live in a really fantastic time right now. It's very difficult for a lot of people for a number of reasons. But for those of us who are just at home wondering what it is we should do with our time, like, the sky is the limit. You can talk to anyone around the world. You can reach out to that person you did an improv workshop with 4 years ago and say, what are you up to? It's essentially what happened with me and Federico. I was just like, I have this idea. I've always wanted to work with Fede again. Let's see what happens. And here we are. So you have every right to say no to things. You have every right to say yes to things. And you should do what matters to you and not apologize for it and just go forth and do it.
Amazing, powerful words. And both of you, again, thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure. I'm sure the audience has certainly enjoyed our antics and definitely the powerful messages that we've had to bring here too. Again, Quemoción, Alexandra and Federico, amazing people. Definitely check out their stuff. Their links are going to be right below in the comment, right below in the info, and also whatever links I happen to kind of put here in post. But either way, links are going to be all around. Check them out. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Alex and Patty.
Thank you, Paul. This was so much fun, honestly. Like, would do this again for sure.
Awesome. And who knows? I mean, I might have like repeat guests. We'll see how it goes too. But again, and thank you all viewers for, coming in, tuning in. This will not only be a whole big clip, but a whole, bunch of little clips to kind of separate it out for people who just want to see certain content. But either way, thank you for joining us. Feel free to comment below. Make sure to like, they say smash that like button. Subscribe. I definitely welcome a lot of comments. Anybody that's also creators that want to kind of get involved, feel free to contact me. I'm a relatively open-minded and welcome person. So either way, I love you all. Continue to create. I don't have a proper send-off message, like I said, but again, continue to create. And until the next time, keep drawing, keep your spirits up, and stay home.
Oh.
Keep yawning. Keep yawning.
Bye.
Bye.